can't
mayhem
control
in the
guests.
studio here.
This is Larry.
That is Larry.
This is Larry, who's broken the pineapple. Larry, will you behave? You're a very special guest. We need you to sit down and behave. I'm not sure he's going to. Larry, alongside...
Rusty over here.
Are here because our next guest has dedicated his life to rescuing ill and injured dogs in Thailand on the island of Koh Samui.
And after posting some of the dogs that he's rescued on social media, Niall has captured the heart of millions of people around the world, successfully finding forever homes for more than 85 dogs who would have otherwise not survived.
We're in the truck again. It's actually multiple rescues. The first one is, unfortunately, seems a little bit blind, I think. But worst of all is I think his hip is broken. Already need to go to the next place, which is puppies. Oh, look at that. They're all going to come running out. Little potatoes. You can see how many ticks and fleas. Okay. We're going to give them a quick VIP treatment. Basically, I think they need a little powder, a little bit of baths, a little bit of medicine. What a day. It's one of those days where you go home and you think, just a tiny bit change the world for the better.
We're going to try and save you. We're going to try and save you. We got very special news. You're going to be adopted. The Freedom Dance. Look at the Freedom Dance.
Oh, and Niall joins us now alongside two of the dogs that he saved, Rusty and Larry.
They enjoyed the dog, VT,
They did. Did you see their ears going?
But...
So who are these guys and how did you rescue them, Niall?
Rusty he was on a chain, actually. He was on a really short little chain outside a little shack in Thailand. A chain was about a foot long or a yard long, and he just kept getting his leg cut up. And he was about half the size. He was really, really thin.
Yeah.
And he was leading a miserable life. He'd been on the chain for 18 months. He'd never been off the chain. Larry was a bit different. I found him wandering around in the main street, and he was just lost. It's as if we think he might have had a brain injury or something. He sort of has a vacant stare.
Oh, he's very chatty.
He is very chatty. So yeah, they're both really tough starts in life, like all of the dogs, but they're as happy as can be now. It's the first time I've seen them in... Rusty I haven't seen for 6 months since he left Thailand.
Oh, really?
Or left Thailand, yeah.
Right.
How did all this start for you, Niall?
Just, well, the dog... I was an alcoholic, actually, when I left here in the UK. And I ended up in hospital in Thailand. I nearly drank myself to death. And I nearly did die. I was in ICU for 4 days. And I just said, I was lucky I got a second chance. And I was like, if I do survive, I'm going to do something in my life that's meaningful. And, oh, Mr. Rusty, come on. So, yeah, once I got out of hospital, I just started by feeding one dog, actually. And we now feed 1,200 every day.
1,200 dogs?
It's so interesting because when you read the book, your book is called Tina, the dog who changed the world.
One of these dogs has just done a fart that changes the world as well, by the way. I mean, Stephen Mangan's
going to be really happy about it. It becomes very obvious that you saved them, but they also saved you, especially Tina. Can you tell us about Tina?
Yeah, well, she was a really special dog. I found her on a chain. She'd been used for breeding.
Yes.
And if you saw the first photo of her, which I see on the screen, she was the saddest dog I've ever come across in my life. And rescued her, built her back up. She'd had probably 10 litters of puppies in her lifetime, but she was living in her own mess in the smallest little area, and saved her, built her back up. But she only lived for 6 months because the damage had been done. She had kidney failure. But me and her had the best time together, and I used to create memories for her, and so she was like, I guess, a soulmate. And now in her honour, I'm trying to change the world and save even more dogs.
But she was so lovely right from the start. But there was a moment where you tried to help her and then you fed her.
Oh, I was still fairly new to the dogs, and there's a thing called refeeding syndrome. So if you've been like, even a human, if your belly shrunk and you're starved. I was quite new to dogs. So I was like, I got her off the chain and I was like, right, lovely big meal for you. We're going to spoil you.
Anything you want,
Yes, of course.
And it exploded her stomach with gas, and she nearly died the first night. So we had to sort of do an emergency literally punch a hole in it and the gas just came out. But she nearly died the first night, yeah. So I nearly messed up there. But
So you've learned an awful lot along the way.
Yeah.
And I imagine that you must be struck by the generosity of the people now that are helping you feed these 1,200 dogs a day.
yeah, we've got a brilliant team for starters. Like I still do it every morning on my moped. I feed 100, but we feed 1,250. Rusty would have been one of those back in the day. And we feed them like a mixture of, it's fresh food, like it's rice, carrots. It's nearly better than anything we eat. Coconut oil, kale. So they get fresh meal every day.
So you're looking after these dogs, but the plan is, ideally you want to try and help control the wild dog, or the stray dog population, don't you? That's the big challenge.
It's really hard for people here in the West to understand, but there's about 8 to 10 million street dogs in Thailand. So it's like the population of London in wild street dogs. So if you go down to the local, Starbucks or a restaurant, there would be 10 dogs outside it. So yeah, I realised early that sterilising, which is neutering, spaying, was really important. And we've done nearly 80,000 dogs now we've sterilised. So that's stopping some of the suffering.
Yeah.
Wow. And people all around the world love their dogs so much.
Yeah.
And everybody's so interested now in your social media, which you didn't kind of expect, really. It's a complete surprise.
Yeah, it's funny because we're just walking through with these two just outside the studio, and it's funny, I was just watching, there's a canteen and there's about 50 people, and they didn't know who the dogs were or anything, but just you watch everybody's face, like
drawn to
and they smile, and that's what I think why people follow me on social media is it's just a bit of good news, like you go on, everything's so bad in the world at the moment, so I try and just tell their stories in a positive way.
And you've managed to rehome some of the dogs too.
Yeah, Rusty's in Yorkshire, Larry's in Norwich.
Liam Gallagher's got buttons,
Yeah,
right? Is that right?
Yeah. It is, yeah. Buttons was a tiny little dog who just came in one day to the sanctuary, and then I got an email about a month later in our application. Actually, in our application form, it was like, name, Liam Gallagher. And I was like, well, that's obviously, it must be a common name. And then I saw occupation, singer. And I was like, this is just my mates winding me up. But it turned out it was actually him, and he'd been watching the stories and stuff, so it was wonderful.
I just love the idea of him having a dog called Buttons as
Yeah,
well. You would never imagine it, would you?
No.
You'd never imagine it, totally not, no. And then are you going to set up a sanctuary as well?
Have a sanctuary at the moment, and we're building a hospital.
Building a hospital.
The hospital's open and we're treating dogs there, but we're building an even bigger one in the background. So that's named after Tina, which the book is about. So it's kind of she missed out on a really nice life. So it's kind of that the hospital is going to treat so many dogs in her honour.
Yeah.
It's an incredible story,
It is an incredible story.
and Sandy, and
Look at all the ladies behind the camera going, shh, for the dog.
Niall's book, Tina the Dog Who Changed the World, is out now. Continued good luck with it. You're doing an extraordinary thing. It's really special. It's lovely to meet these dogs.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the morning.